Hey, welcome. So, this video is going to be about the Amazon seller app and how much can you make and is it basically worth it. So, I'm just now getting back into Amazon selling. I was doing it I'm still doing it part-time, but I was doing it uh, I had a lot of work schedule changes, working out of state, working nights, things like that for my primary job. So I just wasn't doing this as much. So we're gonna count, and you can see by my units sold and my sales that I'm basically, I'd say, just above beginner as far as my sales go. So what I wanted to show you was how much do you make doing Amazon selling? Well, how much have I made specifically? All right. So you can see here, if you look in the upper left, excuse me, Taco Bell stuck in my. Let's see. So far I've had $39 in sales. Okay, now that is not how much I've taken home. That's not what I'm going to get paid. But it doesn't necessarily mean that I have high profits or even low profits. It just depends on the items you sourced. Okay, and we'll look at that too. So the current balance is, well, that's what I'm due to get paid on March 15th. Okay, now that can go up or down based on the sales between now and then. Okay, now Amazon has also put in a new thing where you can do a pay now. You can pay yourself daily, but there's a few things that factor into that. And so let's go to the payment screen. So if I go to payments here, okay, you can see that I currently have $85 I can pay myself now. An hour ago, that was at $13. So what's happening is people's purchases are clearing. Okay, there's usually 2 or 3 days where a purchase has to clear Amazon so that, for a credit card to fully process. Also, make sure there's no chargebacks or canceled orders or things like that. So pretty much I just count it as when people get their order and they don't return it that day, then Amazon gives me my money. So that's basically how that goes. And then you can look at all your past statements here. So I could pay myself right now $85. I'm just going to let it build up a little bit more. But how much have I actually made? So if you come down here, you can look at all the fees if you want to go with, pause and go through that slower. But total balance, I actually have earned $1,200 by selling through Amazon in the last 2 weeks. Actually, a lot sooner than that. Account level reserve is $890, and I'm going to get paid $300. Now again, it will transfer from account level reserve into available balance every day or so. A little bit it'll change, but also it'll go down too. So if I sell a $400 item, then that account level reserve, that available balance, could drop to $200 based on how much I stand to profit from that particular item. So that's the basics of this. Okay, we won't. There's no way to really look further into these, and so we'll just skip that for now. And we're gonna go back, and we're gonna look at what have I sold today. I've only had $40 in sales over 3 items. Okay, and it's still only $430. I've had 6 more items sell by the end of the day. And remember, these are beginner sales. These aren't someone who's sending in stuff weekly. I haven't actually, until 2 weeks ago, I didn't send anything into Amazon for 3 months, maybe 4 months. So let's see. Okay, so we're going to go into, here you go, manage orders. And you can see what I've sold today. There's no easy way to see what I sold yesterday, but we can look at today. We can see I have a non-Amazon. That basically means something is going to get returned. 3 of some things, and that could be for all kinds of reasons. Customer returns, damage at the warehouse sometimes. Sometimes I pay for that, sometimes I don't. Stranded inventory that I forgot to unstrand or look at, things like that. And here we are, and you can just kind of see the things that I have. Now these couplings are interesting because I just sent those in and they're already selling, which is great. Now it does say 13 cents, but that's 13 cents per coupling. And we'll see. And and they sold for $7. I was testing that, but I actually send in bags of 25 each. So maybe I should sell more singles next time I get those. I should go back and see if they still have more and sell them as singles. All right. I also sold some TV straps. Okay. So let's go home. And let's take a look. You can see the units sold. You can look at any of these increments. 7 days. I've sold 123. And you can see where I was barely active in sending new items in, and where I really started picking up over the last few weeks. Look at the last 12 months. Okay. And the same thing. High over here, low over here. And let's see, this month and year to date. Now, so let's go back. Now we'll do sales. Okay, I'm going to go back to 7 days. And we're going to look at product sales. And let's go look at some of the bigger days. So let's take a look at yesterday and see what we sold. Okay, now there's no easy way to get to these 18 products here from this screen. So you really only get the top 5 items. Or you can look at the units sold and it will do it alphabetically. Okay, alphabetically by quantity. So I sold these center point turret, basically scopes, and I sold them for, now I noticed when the first one sold on the 6th, the first thing I like to do is I like to go in and I like to see if the prices have changed. Maybe people have lowered the prices or higher their prices. Can I get more out of it? My first one sold at like $85, and then I raised the price to $92. So I tap on this here and you can see non-prime members, merchant fulfilled, sold these at $94 to $103, and Prime is selling at $115. Prime almost always gets the buy box. It's always so you can sell it a little bit higher because you have that higher value shipping. So I probably could have raised the price to $105, but I wanted to make sure I sold this because I was sitting on it for a while. I didn't realize it was stranded based on my own clerical error. So I'd been sitting on this for a long time, so I just priced it $85 under somebody here. And then when I sold it at $85, I'm like, okay, it's starting to sell. I raised it up to $92. So I was still nicely below these guys, and I sold the other 2. So we're going to go back, and we're going to look at the profits. So you see right here on this level, as net proceeds of $72. Now that is not included what I paid for it. Now, when I first got into FBA, Amazon FBA, and selling through there, I learned that you can customize your SKU right here. C is for how I do mine. I do C for clearance. Obviously Walmart. Then the last number is the rank. I kind of forget what that one is right now. And then $43 is what I paid. Okay, I put that in the SKU so I can easily view it, because for whatever reason that doesn't transfer to this screen. So let's go into here in the calculator. And you can look here and you can see all of the fees. I'll make another short video on the fees and everything that they charge you for, but you can kind of see the estimates. Let's see, my profit was $71. This item cost me, what was it? 43. So we'll just hit 44. So I paid $44. My profit is $27 and 96 cents, give or take. Shipping is not included in this either. Shipping I have is anywhere around 40 to 70 cents per pound based on size and things like that. There's also with every box you send in, regardless of size of that box, costs you $4. So you kind of have to put that in there too, plus the price of the box. So we could say shipping to Amazon was probably, we'll say $3. Okay. So I have a net margin of $27, but I paid $44. I made $24. So that's a 50 to 60% return on investment, ROI. Okay. So let's go back and look at some other items. Keep going. Darn it, don't do that. All right, let's go back to one of my bigger days. So we can see here, I sold $500. I had $500 in sales. Now remember, that's not profit. Okay, that is based on everything you sold. We'll start with the lowest one here, Cocomelon. And I sold it for $30. and my net proceeds are 12, and I paid $10. So I made $2 on that one. I reduced the price because the price tanked, and I was kind of sitting on it for a little while. So I just wanted to get it out of my inventory. Okay. But when I originally bought that, and I sold like 8 of them, I think it was, and we can look into history of those at another time. I actually doubled my money on all of them. So let's see. Let's go to the next one up. $37. This one here, I paid $5.41. Now, the reason it's a weird price is because it's calculating tax. What that number there is, okay? And it had a low rank of 568,000 in tools. That's not too bad. And my proceeds was $11. Shipping was probably less than $1 because it's so small. And I would have put it in a box that was maxed out to items. So I made $5. So I got 100% ROI on that item. We already looked at the center point. Now this one here, you can see that I actually sold. Oops, here's my recorder thing. You know the Samsung phone. This is invisible to you, but on this phone, I don't have that same. The self-recording is kind of a pain, so I downloaded that up. All right, so I sold, 5 units in the same day. Apparently somebody really liked the price that I was selling it at, which is fine. It was a pretty competitive price. I sold it for $25 each. And so I paid about $11 each. And I made 17. So I made roughly $7 times 5 is 35. Plus I'm going to get that $10 back that I paid. Just like any retail or grocery store, your sales price includes your cost of goods. So I'm going to get basically that entire $17 back into my account, but 7 of that is actual profit. Okay. So that's obviously like an 8% or an 80% ROI. And let's go, and you can see here what it was selling at. $29 is the highest price now. So I sold it pretty good. $25 is not a bad, it's a pretty decent price. Now let's go back to sales. And we see, so this was an interesting one. This one is an example of knowing the keeper charts and knowing how fast something's going to sell. So let's go look at that. Okay. So if I open this item up, I sold it for $157.57. I like to do that with the pennies. I think it's kind of fun for me. And you can see here in my SKU, I bought it clearance at Lowe's. I paid $50, give or take, because of the tax. And then you can come down here, and you can see there's no other Prime members. Okay, so I probably could have charged a little bit more, but I'm going to copy the ASN, and we're going to actually go look at the information I looked at when I went to purchase this. Okay, but before we do that, we can see that my net proceed is $100 minus $17 in shipping, because that's how much it cost to ship it. I sent that all by itself. So that was $4 for the fact that it was own box plus the weight of the box, and weight and size of the box. So I 100% over 100% ROI. I made my money back on that. And if you go to the inventory, you can see that I created this on the 27th. Basically means I sold this immediately. The second it hit the warehouse, it sold. So let's go see how we knew that was a good possibility. Is it always guaranteed? No. But knowing the numbers and knowing how the charts work, you can understand the possibilities. So top 1% is typically very indicative that it is going to sell right away. Okay. So 125,000 rank is top 1%. And it's an ideal buy. Okay. And I paid $50. Well, actually I paid less than 50, but, and you can see that my ROI was $65 because I had a profit of 36. We go into the Keepa chart, and you can see once it loads that it has a lot of drops. Okay. it shows that it sells. It shows that it sells. There's 11 drops a month and 0.7 sold per month, but I go by the 11 drops. And there was no Prime available. The last buy box in Prime was back here, and it sold for $154. There was a lot, people had a lot of offers, and then those offers dropped. Then we got down to 2. So I knew there was a good chance that this was going to sell, and I was right. I sold the second it hit the warehouse. So you can make profits right away. I also buy things that will take a little longer, especially if you're sourcing at tool stores, hardware stores like Lowe's and Home Depot and things like that. Sometimes those can take a few months to sell. But if you're talking about making $50 to $100 on it, I'm okay with sitting on that because I'm also going to buy things that move quickly. So that's where you're okay to keep things that are like 5%, even depending on the profit, 7%. As far as that chart goes on top 7%, top 5%. All right, what else do we want to look at? Okay, let's go back. Let's look at a small day. And you can see the things that I've sold. Here's a Logitech, okay? Open that sucker up. And I bought this at Goodwill for $9. I sold it for $32. Proceeds were $24. So that's that's basically triple profit. And it was brand new in the package. When you buy stuff there, you want to buy stuff brand new in the package. What you will risk if you buy stuff that's not new and sell it new is a bad review. And who's going to buy from somebody that has like a 40% review rate? Also, you can get dinged by Amazon. So, let's see. As seen on TV. Item, I bought this at TJ Maxx. I bought it for about $8 and my proceeds $13. So I made $4 on that. Okay, that was 50% ROI. But I just bought that. I also just bought these salts at TJ Maxx. I paid $8 and $4. Is that the same item? Did I hit that wrong and I was looking at it wrong? Let's see, Hallmark. I bought this little Hallmark thing. I know I go shopping for these usually right before a couple months before Christmas when they start putting out the Christmas stuff, and I look for ornaments that are brand new in the box, and because people just sell them and they just never use them or whatever reason, right? Paid $8. My profits are $12, so it was only a $3 or $4 profit. So a lot of these are being sold at, not a big profit, but enough that it covers my costs of shipping and everything, and I still make a profit on it. Now, this was a nice one. Okay. Card scan. I bought this at Goodwill, and it was $40. I priced it at $245 based on the Keep a chart and the information that I had of previous selling points. It was brand new in the box, still had the shrink wrap on it. And as you can see, there's no competition. And I sold it immediately. Second it hit the warehouse, it sold for $245, and I paid what? $40. So $219 minus $40 with a shipping of no more than $3. Now that's all going to come, plus that $40 is all going to come back to my pocket. Okay. Now right now I'm not paying myself. I am just doubling up. All the profits I get go right back minus my overhead, right back into buying more product. And once I get my inventory back up and I start getting back to where I'm selling like 20 items a day or more, then I'll start paying myself. All right, Cocomelon. I think that was actually more than one sold. Yeah, so I sold 2 Cocomelons. That is not what I picked. This one. Did I get it? I got it. All right. So I sold 2 of these Cocomelons in that time period, and I paid $5. Met proceeds $12. Shipping was minimal, so I basically doubled my money on those, and they sold real fast. I gotta remember, you can't just hit the back arrow on that. Now, if we go back too, we can go back to, let's say, last 12 months. Not units sold. Let's do sales. And March was one of my... Well, let's do something more recent. This was one of my higher selling months. And you can see that my best selling item, and I sold more than one of them, I sold it for $114. I paid $50 at Walmart, and my net proceeds are $81. So not 100% profit, but I mean ROI. I paid $50. I got back another $30 on top of that. Okay, but it was a good seller. It sold pretty much right away. These Honeywells, these sold pretty good too. Got these at Walmart. And I bought them for $23. My price was $100, and I tripled my money on that. Okay, these are great items. These are the items that you're looking for, right? That you just hope to come across. And these weren't even listed on Brickseek at the time. These were just, I walked in and they were on clearance. And look, I had $4,000 in other items because that's a monthly thing. Vornado, Harbor Breeze. So as you can see, there's definitely profit. And if this is something you guys like, let me know in the comments. I don't mind sharing this. So we can see my progress go as I continue to sell in. Now I'm still doing this part-time. But I'm still trying to get in a shipment a week right now. And that means at least 1 to 3 boxes under 26 inches and under 50 pounds. Okay, but that's anywhere between between a few items to like 80 items. So if I can get 90 items in a week, then I get these fast turnarounds, and that's when I start making money. But if you guys like these, I don't mind going through here and sharing what I've made and showing you that you can actually make profit and what you can make it off of, and how much each item is made. Now we don't have to go through every item, but if it interests you, we can do this and show the highlights weekly, or even daily. I can show you what I made 2 days ago by tapping on any of these oranges. Okay, so I'm gonna end this here, and hopefully by the end of the day I'll get a few more sales. I do by the end of the weekend I have a bunch more stuff to send in, and hopefully I can get some videos together of some of the shopping I did this weekend, but we'll see how that goes. So thanks for watching. Feel free to ask any questions or comments down in the feed. Other than that, you have a great day, and remember to keep it fun. We will see you on the next one.